I've been working, trying to get straight to this chicken. That's that Popeyes, no Louisiana kitchen. I might have to go and make some bad decisions, cause when it comes to the bag, you niggas lacking ambition. Let them know, ayy, don't look for the money, I pick it up. Riding around in that Model X, got a self-drive for the M&O. Did the dash in electric cars, I be living life like a movie star. Got my shorty on the right side, if she act up, gotta cut her off.
What's up everyone, it's your girl Chantel Alone. We're back with another video. Today I will be doing another install video for you guys. I'll be showing you guys how I installed this unit. This hair is from Isee hair. It's 24 inches and it's 180 density. I'll be showing you guys how I do the ball cap method, how I do my baby hairs. This is a very detailed video. As you guys can see, this is how it came out. And yeah, so I did the coloring by myself as well, and I did that in another video, so make sure to check that out. And you guys know the rundown, so we just gonna jump right into this install video. So when you're installing a unit, you want to make sure that you have your hair braided so that the wig can lay flat on your hair. And also because we're going to sew down the cap, you want to make sure that there's something to sew down on. Make sure you have a wig cap that's at least close to your skin color. It doesn't have to be exact because we will be applying foundation to it to match our skin tone even more. Here you guys will see that I cut little holes in the earpieces for my ears to go through. And right now I'm just gonna go in with my needle and thread to secure the wig cap. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna be sewing my wig cap down halfway across my head. I just do this personally because I feel like when you have the wig cap on for too long, sometimes your hair don't get to breathe underneath, and I don't like that feeling. It's just a personal choice for me, but if you ever come across it and feel the same way, this is an alternative. I just sew the cap halfway across my head, and when it's all secure, I cut off the remaining wig cap. And again, this is just an alternate method that I use. You can always sew your wig cap down at the back. I have a video on how I did that, so check it out if you're confused on what I'm saying. But yeah, this is just an alternative method that I use. So right now I'm just gonna go in with my Got To Be Glued freezing spray, and I just kind of spray it along my hairline and use my finger to guide the liquid. Make sure that you also get it in the air tags because you want to make sure that it's really laying flat. So I let this dry for about 10 minutes and then I go back in with the freezing spray and I just do it again just to reinforce the wig cap, and I let that dry for another 10 minutes as well. So I'm now gonna go in with my black band and just kind of use it to tie down the wig cap just to make sure that the air tabs are really laying flat because that part is really important. So I let this sit for about 10 minutes and then I take it off. When you're using the band, just kind of make sure to take it off carefully because it really does stick. And now we're gonna go in with our foundation, and this is why I said it's okay if the cap doesn't match your skin tone exactly. But we're gonna go in with our foundation and we're just going to apply it on the forehead and front end of the cap. So when you're applying the foundation, it's really to your liking how light or dark you want it. I kind of wanted to like match my skin color, so you know it is a little darker, but it's completely up to you. Next we're going to go in with our scissors, and what I do is I just kind of cut off the pieces that are not like glued down by the freezing spray, and then I go back in and kind of cut some more and kind of give it the shape that I really want.
I would advise when you're cutting your wig cap, do it very carefully because one mistake can mess up your whole wig and you would just have to start all over again. So right here, I'm basically showing you that there's still a lot of wig cap left in the forehead area. So I'm just gonna go ahead and lift the cap a little bit just to release it from the freezing spray and just kind of cut more of that wig cap off. This is really the part where you kind of shape the wig cap into whatever you want it to be. I don't recommend going too close to your edges because you will be applying glue to the wig cap, and you know what, we always got to protect our natural hair no matter how much wigs and weaves and braids we wear. Your natural hair is very important, so don't cut very close to your edges, but make sure that it's also not like too much wig cap in your face, if that makes sense. And also try to cut very carefully when you're going down to the sideburn part. Depending on how long your sideburns are, you might have to go lower with the cap. But let me tell you, this will be the first place that start lifting, so make sure that you really enforce it. And that's why I actually use the band to make sure that the cap stays down. So here I'm just kind of showing you guys that I got the desired look that I want. I'm just going to go ahead and cut off that excess wig cap off the back. And then I'm going to go in with my popsicle stick, and this is for laying the glue. I'm going to go in with my Ghost Bond glue. I start in the middle and I just kind of dab it. You want to dab the glue basically at the end of the cap and where your forehead begins. So you're going to do like a forehead to cap method, if that makes sense. And you're just going to go in with your popsicle stick and you're going to smooth it all out. When you're smoothing it out, make sure that it's actually like really smooth and like no air bubbles, no lumps, because it will show through your lace. So you got to make sure that you really smooth that glue out. And right here, I'm just making sure that the air tabs have enough glue on it because like I said, this will be the first place that starts lifting. So you want to make sure that those air tabs are really secure. I usually apply the glue 3 times. I apply one and then I let it dry for 10 minutes. I do the second and then I let it dry again and then I go in with the third. I did the second off camera because it's the same process. This is me doing the third and last layer of glue, and I'm just gonna go in with my popsicle stick and smooth it all out again. Okay guys, so we're getting close to the time when it's time to apply the wig. Right now, I'm just gonna go in with my wax stick just to make sure that all the flyaways are laying down because you do not want those flyaways to get stuck in the glue. After I make sure everything's down, I'm gonna go in with my hot comb and I'm just gonna comb all the hairs back. So right here, I'm just showing you guys that there's no flyaways. Next, we're just going to go in with our foundation and just kind of color in the lace just to make sure that it's really matching our skin tone. Next, we're going to put on the wig, and I just like to clip it up in the back just to make things a little easier. And then I'm going to go in with my scissors and I'm just going to cut 2 slits just to make it easier to apply the wig. I usually start from the middle tab and then I work on the side tabs. Then I go in with my comb and just kind of like push the lace into the glue just to make sure that it's really secure. And I even go in with the back of the comb and I just kind of push it down because you want to make sure that the lace is really set into the glue. And then we're just gonna go in with our black band again just to secure it. I usually let this sit for about 15 and 20 minutes. And like just a tip, the black band is also used to secure your wig in the back. You can sew it in to make sure that your wig is really snug, but I like to use it as a scarf. Well, instead of a scarf, I should say. So after about 15-20 minutes, I take off the band and I just go in with my clips and just kind of like clip the hairs back just to make sure that I don't cut them when I'm cutting the lace. When you go to cut your lace, you want to cut it very carefully, and you also kind of want to cut in like maybe like a zigzag. Don't cut exactly straight, but when you're cutting, you don't want to cut too close to the hairline, but you also don't want to cut too far away. I would say maybe leave like about a centimeter of lace left. And as you start to get to the end of the ear tabs, you'll realize that there's a lot of excess lace. You're just going to go ahead and cut that right off. It's going to go right behind your ears, so you just want to take the scissors and just cut all of that off. Make sure you go around your ears. So as I'm looking at the wig, I'm starting to notice that I did apply a little too much glue right there. So I'm just going to go in with the tweezer and gently lift the edge of the glue up. You want to make sure that you use a tweezer because sometimes if you're pulling up the glue, you'll mess up the whole wig. So this is a process that you have to do very carefully. So I'm just going to lift the edges of the glue and then I'm just going to go in with my scissors and cut it. After that, I'm just going to go in with my comb and just stick the lace back into that glue just to make sure that everything is secure and nice. Next, I'm just going to go in with my Sea Breeze, which is an antiseptic, and I'm just going to clean up around the edges a little bit where the excess glue was. Be sure that you are not putting it all the way back. I use my finger as a guide because it is an antiseptic, and if it goes back, it will make your whole lace lift. So you just want to be very careful when you're cleaning around the edges of your lace as well. I'm just going to take my hot comb and just flatten out that side because it was sticking up a little bit. Next, I'm just going to take my tail comb and I'm going to comb all the hair back. We are getting into the part where we're about to start making the baby hairs, so I'm just going to comb everything back. So now you're just going to go in with the end of the tail comb and you're going to take a very thin piece of hair. Like, it needs to be like see-through thin. So now I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to pluck a little bit of the hair. Honestly, you can just pluck to your liking. I just felt like the hairline was still a little thick, so I'm just plucking a little bit, but nothing too much because I already did pluck the wig prior. Next, I'm going to go in with my Got2b glue gel and I'm just going to put it on the base of the hair and kind of smooth it back. This is to separate the baby hairs from the actual hair, just to make sure that you get that clear, defined look.
Wait till
to go in with my mousse, and I'm just going to put it on the edges of my comb and kind of brush all the hair back the same way that we did with the gel. So next I'm going to take my hot comb and I'm just going to comb everything back. Just a tip, you might want to tip your hair to the side a little bit because you did put product in your hair and you don't want it getting hot and burning you. So I just tilt my head gently. It's nothing crazy, you know, there's not a lot of product on it, but just for like safety precautions. And next we're going back in with my best friend, this black band, and we're just gonna tie it right where the baby hair and the wig begins, and we're just gonna secure it, and we're gonna keep that on for about 10 to 15 minutes. So after the 15 minutes is up, we're just gonna take the band off. So this is basically me just trying to figure out what look I was going for because I didn't have an intended look in mind, so just don't pay me any attention. But once I figured out that the look that I was going for, I decided to reinforce that middle part just so I know how to cut my baby hairs. So I decided to go for like this short baby hair look. So as you guys can see, I'm cutting it from the top, but I'm still making sure that there's enough hair left because you don't want to cut them too short. And this part is really a visual part, so there's not much for me to explain, so just sit back and watch. One thing that I should add is that you never want to cut your baby hairs straight across. You always want to cut it on a diagonal. You do not want blunt cut baby hairs. That's enough. One thing to add is that baby hairs is a very tedious process. So if you do not get it right the first time, do not get frustrated. Just try it again. You don't want to try it too much times because then your lace will start lifting, but you'll get better over time. Alright, and now we're just going to tie it down with the band again. I don't tie my baby hairs. I usually tie down and I go do something and forget about them. But I would say anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes. It really doesn't matter. You can tie it down for as long as you want, to be honest. I would just say anything over 15 minutes is probably best. I said, baby hairs are a really tedious process. As you can see, I'm going back in, reapplying mousse, doing it all over again. You know, practice makes perfect. If you don't get it right the first time, just try again. And also, I didn't tie my hair down again because it was just a minor fix, so it was fine. Now I'm just gonna go in with my wax stick just to lay down all those baby hairs, my bad, not baby hairs, those flyaways. And I'm just gonna go back in with my hot comb and just make sure that everything is all nice and flat. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed my tutorial. I hope I made it easier for you guys to understand, and hopefully you guys can try it at home. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Thank you.